and welcome to the Harlequin Holiday Happy Hour. My name is Mindy Obenhouse. I live here in Texas and I write contemporary romance for the Love Inspired line. And this is my brand new release. Their Yuletide Healing hit store shelves on Tuesday, and I'm so excited to share this story with the world. It is the tale of an outgoing foster mom busily working toward the perfect Christmas and a reclusive anti-Christmas attorney who are drawn together by her two young charges and the desire to give them a Christmas they will never forget. Yet despite their well-laid plans, things go awry, and when disaster strikes, they soon learn that an imperfect holiday might be the best gift of all. I hope you get an opportunity to check it out. Like my heroine, I am all about Christmas. The decorations, the wrapping, the baking, I love it all. But I know not everyone feels that way, and Christmas can be stressful. So I want to share something with you that might even help alleviate your stress, and it will certainly make your house smell fantastic. When my kids were little, one Christmas I was trying to think of something unique, a unique gift idea for their teachers. And after combing the stores and coming up with nothing, I came home and walked into my house and thought, oh, I love this. It smells like Christmas. It was the potpourri I had simmering on my stove. And I said, you know what? This would be a great gift idea. This is the recipe for my Christmas scent, and we're gonna approach it from the gift standpoint. No special ingredients. These are things you may or may not have on hand, but you can get them all at the grocery store. So that saves you an extra trip if you plan ahead and you've got them. You know, oranges and lemons keep in the refrigerator for a good while. So it's a stress saver. So we're gonna start with a cellophane bag. I buy mine like this. This is like 36 in a package. They're not expensive. 5 inches by about 11 inches here. Perfect size for holding an orange and a lemon. So for the Christmas scent, we need an orange, a lemon, we need 4 cinnamon sticks, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we need some whole cloves to the tune of about, an eighth to a quarter of a cup. I'm just eyeballing it here. And then we need some bay leaves. So these are kind of small. If I have big ones, well, let's see, that one's kind of been chewed on. So I like to try to use the pretty ones if possible. But anyway, if I have big ones, I'll use 3 or 4. But since these are kind of small, I'll maybe about 5 or 6. So, gotta get them in the whole bit. Okay, and that's it. So, but we have to make our package look pretty. So we need some ribbon, because what's Christmas without ribbon, right? Now you can have, you have the traditional red. I'm kind of jazzed on this lemongrass color, but whatever appeals to you. However, I recommend that you not use the wired ribbon, because that's just harder to work with in this instance here. So I'm going to tie this around here, and then I have to let the recipient know what this is and how to use it. And so I have these instructions that this is on my computer, and so I print this off onto cardstock, and then I cut it into bookmark size squares. So there's my instructions on what to do with it. I punch a hole in it for the ribbon, and then in a pretty marker I will write Christmas scent. If you would like the recipe for this and the instructions, oh, come on, work with me, dude. And the instructions, if you want to email me at mindy@mindyobenhouse.com and just say, could you share those instructions and recipe with me? I will be happy to do that. Why am I having such a hard time here? Come on. Here we go. Tie our bow. And there we go. We have this pretty little packet, and it's something that people will actually use, even if they don't cook, if they don't. It's hypoallergenic as far as I know, because everything in it is natural. And so anyway, but what do we do with it once we have it? Okay, so then start with a one quart pot. This would be the minimum. And you're gonna quarter your onion, your orange and your lemon, which I've pre-done here. So there goes my orange and my lemon. They're in there. And then we need our cinnamon sticks and our cloves and our bay leaves. Isn't that pretty? It just looks so nice. Then add a quart of water and put it on the stove, bring it to nearly a boil, and then back it off, and then just let it simmer. I let mine simmer all day. Of course I have to. I don't recommend doing it if you're not at home. You have to be there while it's on. And then also you need to replenish the water as it evaporates out. I have made the mistake of not doing that, and well, once the water's gone, it does not smell quite as good as it does when it's there. The other nice thing is this isn't a one-shot deal. I will put it on one day, and then I'll put the lid on it and stick it in the refrigerator overnight. I bring it back out the next day and use it again. I can generally get at least 3 days, sometimes 4 out of each batch. And so that's good to know. Like I say, I keep it going all season long. And if you live in a cold climate where you're running the heater all the time, it's kind of a nice way to add a little bit of humidity to the air so you're not getting shocked on everything that you touch. So there you have it. That is my Christmas scent in gift form and in wonderful aromatherapy form. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful Christmas, and that I pray that God will bless you mightily in the new year. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.